So some community actions that can take place to kind of fight the problems with cities are stricter enforcement of codes and restoration of properties that are already in the area. And enforcing the codes will allow buildings to not fall into a state where they need to be like torn down, or that kind of just draw down the value of the property with dilapidated buildings. And restoring properties that are already in the neighborhood cleans it up, makes it nicer, makes it more attractive, makes people want to live there, businesses want to move there. Smart growth can be used to make more cities viable because it focuses on building up central city areas. And this helps fight sprawl, which is kind of like the death of cities. So smart city growth involves like making areas more walkable, more bicycle friendly, allowing people to get where they can through public transportation, changing the zoning so that people don't have to drive out of the city to get to their jobs. They have the jobs right there in their community so that they're able to like walk, bike, or take the bus to. It kind of ramps up a city's tax base and focuses on, creating parks and recreation that make the city more livable and more attractive. And one of the, well, not one of, but when companies leave a city, one of the biggest effects that it has on the area is it takes jobs. So when a headquarters moves somewhere else, depending on how big they are, they take thousands of jobs with them. And depending on the area, that like the middle class of that area kind of shrinks because those like thousands of jobs are now gone. And an example of that is not far away from me in Culver City, you have some visual effects companies that work in movies are like moving to Canada, and they're taking like 700 jobs with them. And also, I think it was last year that Toyota completed their move from Torrance to Tennessee, and the local restaurants kind of were in a panic because once they left, their business slowed down significantly. Like the smallest percentage, some people saw a 15% drop in profits, but some saw as large as 25% because Toyota wasn't there to have company dinners and birthday parties and whatever else at these restaurants that kind of relied on them being there. And so lastly, some development or developers benefit from revitalization because they get federal subsidies to build in kind of worn down areas. And so they'll get the federal subsidy, and it sometimes makes projects that weren't profitable now that they have the federal subsidy. And then in other cases, it kind of just creates competition against different cities because they're shopping around to see, well, who's going to give me the most benefits. And the cities give up so much and then sometimes don't get that much in terms of job creation in return.